Welcome back to Zion's Redemption Radio Network. Today we'll be covering Chapter 16 of the Teachings on the Doctrine of Eternal Lives. This chapter is titled, Joseph, Brigham, and Heber Will Finish Their Work. Joseph Smith will finish his work. Quote, "Lift up your head and rejoice, for behold, it is well with my servants Joseph and Hiram. My servant Joseph still holds the keys of my kingdom in this dispensation, and he shall stand in due time upon the earth in the flesh, and fulfill that which he is appointed." A revelation given to Parley P. Pratt, Autobiography of Parley P. Pratt, page 294, 1985 edition. So it is with the prophet Joseph Smith. He has gone before with the keys of this dispensation, after having lived and conferred them upon the authorities of the church, even all that was necessary until he shall come again to build up his kingdom, preparatory to the coming of the Lord Jesus Christ. Franklin D. Richards, referring to Joseph Smith, Journal of Discourses, Volume 26, page 302. You will gather many people into the vastness of the Rocky Mountains as a center for the gathering of the people, and you will be faithful because you have been true. And many of those who come under your ministry, because of their much learning, will seek for high positions, and they will be set up and raise themselves in eminence above you. But you will walk in low places unannounced, and you will know all that transpires in their midst. And those that are my friends will be your friends. This I will promise to you, that when I come again to lead you forth, for I will go to prepare a place for you, so that where I am, you shall be with me. Quoting the prophet Joseph Smith in the diary of E. Forsgren, Fate of the that's E. Forsgren, in the book Fate of the Persecutors of Joseph Smith by N.B. Lundwald, page 154. For in that day, for my sake, shall the Father work a work, which shall be a great and marvelous work among them. And there shall be among them those who will not believe it, although a man shall declare it unto them. But behold, the life of my servant shall be in my hand. Therefore they shall not hurt him, although he shall be marred because of them. Yet I will kill him, for I will show unto them that my wisdom is greater than the cunning of the devil. 3 Nephi chapter 21, verse 9. I just have to say something about that real quick. The reason he is marred, it's not necessarily because he is physically marred. It is because they mar his reputation. Those who will not believe him of the saints and the Gentiles, they will say that he is crazy. They will discount him. They will ignore him. They will cause rumors to go around about him. They will try to persecute him in any way that they can. This is how the marred servant, or the Davidic servant, will come forth among his people. That Rabbi Yitzhak Kadori taught that in 2006, before he died. And if you don't know who Rabbi Yitzhak Kadori is, he is a Kabbalistic rabbi that was venerated by his people. His funeral had like 350,000 people at it. He was born in the 1890s and he died in 2006. And he taught that he had met the Messiah, and he said that his name was Yehoshua, which is the Aramaic of Yeshua, which Jesus comes from that name. Jesus is a transliteration of Yeshua or Yehoshua. There were no J's in the Hebrew alphabet. when Jesus was on the earth, his name was Yeshua or Yehoshua. But the rabbi taught that he had met this Messiah, but he also talked about another Messiah that he said was on the earth at that time. And at that time, he did not know who he was, but that he would come forth among the people, and he would use the internet to spread his nation, or the words of God around the nations of the world, which goes right along with Isaiah chapter 49, where it states that he, speaking of the Davidic servant in the last days, shall sprinkle the nations with his word, which is what is happening right now with the use of the internet, as Rabbi Yitzhak Kadori taught, that the Messiah ben Joseph, or the forerunner of Messiah ben Judah, or Messiah ben David, who is Jesus Christ, that this Messiah ben Joseph would be an Elias to prepare the way, much like John the Baptist did, for the return of Jesus Christ and for the gathering of the remnant talked about so much in the Isaiah chapters. But that he will be marred in his reputation. They'll consider him crazy. They will try to say a bunch of things about him to get people not to listen to him, just to discount him. And yes, he will be physically marred at the end of his life when he is beheaded in the streets of Jerusalem with the other witness in the last days. Messiah ben Joseph is God's witness on the earth, and I proclaim to be him. I have seen the Father and the Son face to face, and I have embraced them in the flesh. And that was in 2003, 3 years before, 2.5 to 3 years before Rabbi Yitzhak Kadori talked about this man not knowing who he was at the time. And I didn't. I marveled for a long time. Why is it that God revealed himself to me? Why is it that God allowed me to touch him? Like, nobody else had that happen except for maybe Jesus Christ, and I know Jesus did. That he was an apostle and eyewitness of the Father in the flesh, same as I am. And in 2013, God commanded me to kneel down before him and ask him who I am. And when I said, Father, who am I? He took me up and he showed me how I was chosen, and that I was one of the ones mighty and strong, and that I was chosen to take the place of Lucifer when he fell, which is the position of God, the witness, or the light bearer, or the bearer of truth and light. That is what Lucifer means, and it is the same as Hillel ben Shachar, that Lucifer lost his position in his rebellion, and he was cast down to the earth and became Hasatan, or Hashatan, or the Satan. And I was the one that took his place as one of they who are mighty and strong, but more importantly, as the witness of the Father and the Son. So that's who I am, Mashiach ben Yosef, the second witness of the Father and the Son. So anyway, continuing on with the reading here.